Hello and welcome to this recording. My name is Williams-Pretorius. We often hear about big organizations stealing the creative work of an ordinary person or a small business owner. I too have such a story. My television program idea was stolen by Via TV, the TV channel of Media 24 and MultiChoice. I responded to their invitation for people to submit television program ideas in 2015. The invitation stated that it takes 2 months for them to get back to you if they like your idea. And if they do like your idea, they will invite you to a meeting where your television program idea will be discussed between themselves, you and their producer. I haven't heard anything from them afterwards, and I assumed that they were not interested. A year and a half later, I was shocked when people started to contact me asking, "Andeline, are you involved in this television program in Jou Skoene, perhaps behind the scenes, because we don't see you in the program, and we don't see your name either." I then started to Google, and that was how I found more information. At the time, I was still working for Media 24 as the highly successful relationship coach and columnist for Kaya magazine. And because I was working for them, I thought perhaps I should discuss the matter with them behind closed doors. I thought that perhaps we would be able to resolve it in that way. But I was wrong. They have lied. They have fabricated things. They have chopped and changed their story. Even the story about where the idea came from has changed. I was very disappointed, to say the least. The legal expert suggested that we should schedule a meeting. He was supposed to come to Johannesburg from Cape Town for this meeting so we could discuss the matter. I was very happy about that, and I notified him. I said, yes, I'm keen on a meeting to discuss the matter further. But in hindsight, it seems like even that was a delaying tactic that they've employed. Perhaps he never had a real intention to meet with me, but was simply delaying me so that that first season of Jou Skoene could end on television. After the first season ended, and when they realized that I wasn't going to give up just like that, I received a very unfair contract that I was requested to sign. When I read through this contract, I actually said to the sub-editor, I think that this contract is linked to the television program dispute. And she came back to me. I assumed that she was speaking to whomever higher up, and that person was obviously lying. So when she came back to me, she said, no, they say it's just a basic contract. There was nothing basic about that contract. Nothing basic. I took that contract to a lawyer to just review it for me, and the lawyer said, Andeline, you should thank whatever inside of you, or that wisdom that you had to not sign the contract. You should be very grateful for that, because you would have basically signed your life away. The lawyer explained to me that if I would have signed the contract, that I would have had to remain silent about the matter forever, if I would have signed the contract, Media 24 would have been able to stop me from promoting my book about empathy in mekaar se skoene, and they would also have been able to stop me from using phrases, any phrase with a shoes theme, like in mekaar se skoene, in jou skoene, walk in my shoes, let's get into each other's shoes. Any of those phrases, they would have been able to stop me from using. And if I would have signed the contract, the mere fact that I had submitted my TV program idea to them would have meant that I automatically gave it to them. And my work of 6 years as relationship coach and columnist to the magazine, all those columns would have been theirs too if I would have signed that contract. I could not believe that they would do that to me. I certainly didn't deserve that. I had a good relationship with the magazine, and because of that, the lawyer suggested that I speak to them and ask them to make amendments to this contract because it was unfair. And when I did that, the magazine agreed that they would make amendments. I was very happy about that. And while I waited for this amended contract, I received another topic for a column to complete. I went back to the editor, to the sub-editor, and said to her, listen, I'm still waiting for the amended contract. I just want to make sure that if I complete this column and I send it to you before you send me the amended contract, that would not mean that I'm accepting that unfair contract. And she agreed, so I was happy, and then I completed that column. I sent it off to her when I was done, and about, I think it was 3 or 4 days later, I received an email from her, not the amended contract, just an email. In this email, she says that, Andeline, I'm sorry, but this decision comes from higher up in Media 24. They've decided they're not making amendments to the contract. I must sign that contract as it was. But they almost made it seem as if I was some spoiled brat, the way that point was made. In the same email, I'm also basically fired because I'm intimidated to sign the contract. And it says that if I don't sign the contract, then they no longer making use of my services. Then I will no longer be their career coach. Sign or. And in the same email, the link between the TV program dispute and this contract also was stated. Something that they have denied, because when that contract landed in my inbox and I went through it, I said to the sub-editor, there's a link between this contract, because this contract is too out of the blue. There's a link between it and the TV program dispute, and it was obviously denied. And here in this contract, in this email rather, they stated that. But I think they did that perhaps not thinking through what to say to me, and if everything that they have in the email was okay to send to me. Perhaps they thought that I was just going to sign that contract because I couldn't afford to lose my job. But rather that, losing my job, than signing my life away, signing myself into eternal slavery. About a week and a half ago, somebody contacted me and say, Andeline, go to the Facebook page of Caroline van Jaarsveld. She's one of the presenters that they've used or are using to go and get into the shoes of people. Somebody notified me saying I should go to a Facebook page because there's information that she's sharing there about season 2 of Jou Skoene starting this week on Wednesday, voting day in South Africa. I couldn't believe it. But maybe they thought that they're going ahead with season 2 because maybe they thought that I have now just left everything, but I haven't. I haven't, and I can't. I have a 300 plus page document with my lawyer about this whole matter, about everything that had transpired, about every lie, every email, every fabrication, everywhere I went on my search or during my search for justice before I got to this lawyer. I even went to the Human Rights Commission. Even they were on the side of Media 24. They had my information about this matter for about 4 months before the mediation session between myself and Media 24, their representative, their lawyer. I was disappointed in the Human Rights Commission and many other doors where I went with my cry for help before finding this lawyer. But it shows you once again what money can do. How those with money, if they choose to be dishonest, how they can basically just get away with it. It's not right. It's not right. I've worked hard. I have even suffered. I went through a lot of emotional issues, low self-esteem, lack of assertiveness, many hurtful things over the years. But I've overcome them. I've healed. And that was the product of that. Because after my healing, I felt that now I was ready to get out there into the world and go and help other people heal. And because I've been on the receiving end of hurtful things so many times, I always thought, let me not do something hurtful to another person. Let me get into other people's shoes. And I think if more people would be in the habit to really try and do that or do that, that we can really build that better South Africa that we all say we dream about or hope for. I don't think they should be allowed to continue with this program. They should not be allowed to continue with this program, with my work, my child's inheritance, with my Griqua heritage and our apartheid past, my family and previous generations, they had lost land. I grew up and I always thought that one day I will work hard to ensure that I have enough money to buy land. And I did that. But that was now taken away from me. It's happening today. I mean, in this time, when apartheid is over, supposedly over. That's not right. That's not right, South Africa. Thank you for watching. Underneath this video, I'm also sharing a link to my Facebook page where I share some of the supporting documents. And I'll appreciate it if you would be so kind, if you would consider getting into my shoes and share this video and even that link to my Facebook page with the supporting documents. Thank you very much.